Hey everyone, I'm Amy Devers, and if you recognize my voice, maybe you've listened to Clever, my podcast about design that I created with Jamie Derringer, who you all know and love as the founder of Design Milk. I really hope you're hanging in there, taking care of yourself and taking care of each other. It's a wild ride, man. For me, it's different minute by minute, and I'm having crazy dreams. Are you having crazy dreams? I'm thinking a lot about what it's going to take to adapt to our urgent needs during this crisis, what it's going to take to heal, and what kind of world are we going to live in after this. And I don't have any answers, but I do have this really firm conviction that the key to all of this is creativity. I think that at its core, creativity is fundamentally an act of hope. It's the impulse to create, right? It's born of promise and possibility and the belief that something that doesn't exist can and should exist. And that spark of hope sort of lives in your head and your heart, and you throw some imagination on it and some visualization, and you let it grow and you nurture it. It becomes an idea. And then that idea is something you can kind of get out of you onto your sketch pad, or you can articulate it and talk about it with people and workshop it, and then you can throw some real world parameters around it and add some materials and techniques and budgets and scale and proportion, and then you can create a recipe for execution. And then after execution, you have something real that's either tangible or experiential. But either way, you have something that went from zero to something. And that whole process, that creative journey in there, is navigating uncertainty. And it's totally applicable right now, because what we're doing on a global scale is navigating uncertainty. And so wouldn't it make sense that creativity is a kind of skill, a mindset, a social and cultural value that we should all be embracing right now? And when I say all, I mean all, because it's not just creatives who are creative. Every single human is born with creativity. Every single human has creative skills that they can apply in their job, whether it's considered creative or not. And those creative skills, that creative mindset, is absolutely the place we need to be in order to come up with creative solutions to adapt to our urgent needs during this crisis, in terms of civic design strategy, in terms of deploying all of the tools and materials and resources we have at our disposal to help address the urgent needs. It's also exactly what we're going to need to heal, because we're going to need the transcendent power of music, dance, theater, art, fiction, writing, podcasts. We need people creating, and we need to be able to express those things that are not easy to express, and that is all creativity. But also, very importantly, I get emotional. It's very normal. I'm okay, don't worry. But very importantly, we also need to be using our creative powers to really envision and create with intention the kind of world we want to live in post-pandemic. We don't want to leave that up to chance. We have an opportunity, a devastating, tragic opportunity, but opportunity nonetheless, to take a look at all of these parts and pieces that have been upended and choose which ones are worth keeping, which ones are worth tossing, and how to reassemble this whole thing. I want to come back to this idea that we're all creative, because we are. We're all born with creativity and imagination and a sense of playfulness. It comes in so many different flavors that as we're adults, not everyone recognizes their own creativity, and frequently, not all of us are given social or cultural permission to explore or express creativity. However, what a wonderful time for those of us who have spent time strengthening our creativity and owning it and embracing it for ourselves, to reach out and lend a hand, a guiding hand, to help our fellow humans access, explore, and express their own creativity so that they can feel the hope and empowerment that comes with being able to adapt to their new realities, to express their grief, or to access the emotions that come through creativity, and to share their perspective in new and different ways. When I look to, envisioning a post-pandemic world, what I really hope to see is that we can embrace creativity as a fundamental cultural and social value. So much so that we can fund art in public schools, so that we can embrace the STEAM movement, because we understand that the creative application of science, technology, engineering, and math is really where its power. If those are tools, then the creative application of them is what makes them really useful. I would like to see chief design officers in city government, state, and federal government. I think we need innovation teams to help us address unique challenges quickly and mobilize communities and resources in creative ways. I would love to see storytelling that embraces creativity, connection, and community. And that's where I'm going to concentrate my energy. I believe wholeheartedly in storytelling as a vehicle for healing, connection, community, and helping people by example and representation access their own creativity. And so I'll continue to do that with Clever, and hopefully beyond. I've got projects and plans and hopes and dreams. Well, thank you for listening to me, and big thanks out there to everyone who's pitching in, and lots of love. If you want to listen to Clever, it's at cleverpodcast.com. Take care, everybody.